me. It's the... Which one, you know?
Are we doing this in pencil or charcoal, do you think?
Well, we can do it in both. I would say charcoal is better,
Okay.
because it's a very dark image, and Ruth could not print it on black and white. So obviously we got it in color now, which is good. Color chart, yeah, with sepia. With sepia would be nice. But before I do anything, I'm not turning on the light, Jane, because it might shine.
Okay.
Do you want me to? I can turn the light on, but I don't know if it will shine.
No, I think you'll...
Huh? Ian, can you see?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see, Jane?
Yeah. Oh, you've got a new bowl.
I know this is from the lights, so I'm keeping it for the phone. But is it in front of you?
No.
It's okay.
Fine. Sure.
All right. Now, when the head is like this, she's looking. Her head is tilted. It's looking down, tilted forward. So a head like this will be. First of all, before you draw, before you do anything, it's how to get the movement of the head, which is basically something like this. She's looking down.
Is that about the size you want us to draw it, or bigger?
I would say that's not a bad size, actually.
Okay.
But before I do anything, it's just I wanted to sort out this, to sort out the movement of the head, which is the ear will be somewhere here, up. So I'm just, I don't know where the ear, because obviously we cannot see it. I do have a little indication there, look.
Oh, yes.
So the ear will be somewhere here. Eye level is there. Nose is here. And mouth is there. And that's the chin. So you see, you can start like this. You can start with a pear. Well, I call it pear, but you know, it is like a pear, isn't it? If you see it this way, there. And obviously it looks a bit like male at the moment, but I'm not worried about the female or male aspect of it. It's just to work on the movement of the head, which is basically there. Chin down here. Ear starts there. Maybe I've gone too high up, but we cannot see that. And then the head. So starting with a movement of that sort. Now here, as I said, eyebrows, eyes, the nose. Now, if you've noticed, well, of course you've noticed that she's been lit from underneath.
Yes.
And I think she's got a candle or something. There's a candle here that she's probably keeping, or she's close to. And that's why you have this shadow. You have the light under her nose and the shadow between the nose and her chin. So I'm talking about this shadow here. That area, and also the forehead, it's all in the dark. And obviously you have the hair here. But all this area, you see, if you do a shadowing of that sort, it creates the impression that the light is coming underneath. Now, as you said, Jane, can we do it in charcoal? I think charcoal would be better because of the nature of the drawing. It's so many shadows you got here. So probably now with the charcoal, that would be a lot easier for me to darken. Let's say, look, now that I've got the movement of the head, I can add the veil, what she's wearing here. You got that fold which comes down here. You got another one there. And what do we have? We have background. And if you've noticed, on the top of her head, on the top of her veil, there's a highlight here. And you have the background at the back, look. So background here. And highlight right and on her top of the veil there. And that dark shadow of which, the dark fold, or the dark shadow of the fold, which defines her face. Now, with that, although I'm not left-handed, but I'm trying to do that line.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not left-handed, so...
Use your right hand, don't worry, because I can see.
But for me to use the right hand,
I
I
see,
will have
you
to
can't.
go
Oh,
on the other side. So yeah,
Oh, yes.
and then obviously we'll go where Ian is. So look. and her forehead here. Or you got a straight down line, line right down there, which is basically the forehead. So the forehead will come right to this area. And then you got the hair there. And the eyebrows. Eyebrows are up here. And that one up there. And the eyebrows, they do have an inclination. They're kind of rounded. Rounded like this because of the, obviously you have the bone structure and the skull, which is rounded like that. Rounded. Then you have that, the eyebrow. That's the shadow of her cheek. Then, as I've done previously with a pencil, see, with a pencil, now you have to have that kind of paper to add pencil and then charcoal, which is, that's Canson, is what I've said to you, that buy that paper. This is one of the papers which allows you to start with pencil, and that's, the pencil was 6B, very soft pencil, and then look, add charcoal on the top. Not all papers allow. W.H. Smith, they don't. It's so bright, so shiny that you cannot do that. But with this you can. Well, up to a point. But I think you can manage to add charcoal on top of that. Look. So what I've done early on is that define it with the pencil where the eyes are, where the eyebrows are, where that shadow which comes underneath is, the head first. And then you can go with charcoal and be a lot more precise. But start with pencil first. And then I have you can see the nose, look, because the nose moves up a bit, it's kind of a pointed nose. You can see shadow here and then light at the bottom. So shadow at the top of the nose, right here. And then you got the light underneath. And her upper lip, it's in the light, and lower lip is in the shadow. It's the opposite. Again, because of the light coming from underneath. So you got the lower lip in the shadow and the upper lip. And the eyes. The eyes are at the same eye level. Yes, same eye level here. There. Moving the eye, looking down. The eye again. The iris. There. Looking down, you got the nose, lit from underneath, as we said earlier on, upper lip. Now here, it's the shadow of the background, and a soft shadow here for the chin. Shadow of the side of her cheek. You see how it's turning up to, well, if you follow the light, if you follow the shadow that the light creates, then you start having you'll start having it having the right amount, or the right turning of the head, or the right lit up of the head. So just following the shadow basically. There. And the form of the head, obviously. All of these things together. And then you have the background there. And the fold itself. I'm simplifying it. And then you have a line of that sort here, which is basically, look, this one here, which suggests her shoulder. Now that's her neck. Neck, it's kind of a darker here. And look, because she's kind of a darker skin, you can add this shadow here, look. On the top of the light here. And that softens everything that I've done so far. It makes it, well, it's closer to that. So there's no, by doing this, there are no sharp edges like I used to have earlier on. It's not as bright as it used to be. And all the edges, all the darks that I had previously, they disappear. Plus with another charcoal, I can come now and do that side of the eye. Look, this one here. One, Oh, that's crumbling. We put another charcoal. A longer one. There. For that line here. Oh. Now that's a very, very strong charcoal. I wanted a willow charcoal. That was a charcoal which I... Graphite, not charcoal. This is a willow charcoal, this one. Go the eyebrows now. Highlight with the eyebrows, work a little bit there. The eye, well, to suggest the eye here, you have the eyelid at the top, which is basically something like this. Look, the eyelid, that eye there, it's something like that. Look, get the eye, and then the eyelid at the top, and the pupil looking down. So again, look, eyelid at the top, white of the eye here, and eyebrow up here. So I'm zooming on the eye, and I will start actually do things like that, zooming on particular parts, because I think that will help a lot. So how to make the eye looking down? There. Tear duct, pupil, the upper eyelid is right there, because she's looking down. Then you got the white of the eye coming down that way, and then the pupil here, and then look, there is a shiny, tiny shine of the eye down here.
We like doing that bit.
Yeah, that bit, look. It makes the eye look down actually. Yeah, there. Yeah? And then the tip of the eye, or yes, the tip of the eye, not the tear duct, the other side of the eye, it's there, it's high up. Because I've done it quite low actually, but it's high there. And because she's lit from underneath, look, you see how you get the, and also this shadow here, look, this one here. That's important. That's how you get the eye looking low, looking down basically. And the white of the eye, right here. And the tip of the end of the eye here. Again, the eyelid, the upper eyelid is very important here. You have to emphasize that. Not the lower eyelid, not where the eyelashes are, but this one.
Top, yeah.
That one is the most important, yes? And obviously you can darken that, but the eyelashes, but it's mainly the, you see that she's looking, creates the impression of looking down, and you got the nose here. So let's do that on our drawing now. You got the forehead, which is very, very dark, there. The eyebrow, which moves forward. Again, the forehead moves in the middle of the shadow of the forehead moves in the middle of the forehead, the shadow here in the middle. Then you got this eyebrow, which is at the same level with that, but is actually that, it creates that shape like this. So the other eyebrow is something like that. That one here on her left, or our left, her right, something like that. And the eye, the same, follows exactly the same shape. Look. The eyebrow, and then you got the eye, and the nose here, and that shadow of the nose there. See, it's complicated. It's not that easy. It's quite mind-boggling. You have to. That's why I chosen this, because it's. I haven't seen any picture like that, but lots of paintings are like this, but not pictures. So that's why I'm working through a painting, and I don't even know the artist. I just found it on Pinterest. But it's pretty. It's fantastic the way it's been lit from underneath, and then you got the light of the eye down here. Look, and the nose itself. So let's work on us here. First of all, the forehead goes somewhere there, and the hair, and moving the eye, as I said, the eye. Actually, that eye, her left, sorry, our left, her right eye appears to be exactly the same level. So the eye is not high, it's just there. Move it down, down there, the upper eyelid, the forehead, the eyebrow. The forehead is up here, and the shadow of the forehead. Again, coming back and redrawing all the facial outline. Chin there. And now the easy part, highlighting this area with a putty rubber, highlighting it up here. The tip of the nose is very, very bright, so it's basically here. And that requires loads of shadows, Nina. And then you have the fold here, and then another fold somewhere here, and then brighten it up all the side of the nose here, brighten it up. Then again the upper lip, light there. The cheek, the cheek right with a light, with a highlight right here. The chin as well, highlight there. This is carving up now the highlights and the shadows, obviously. And here, coming up with a darker line. See, on the top of the pencil, you can build up the charcoal. But again, it depends on the paper you're using a lot. And what I find very interesting here is that highlight of the, see that highlight here of the veil from the background. Now I've gone too far up there, so it will be difficult now to put that highlight on, but it's something like this. So you darken the background and you leave the chamois or the veil that she's wearing light there. And okay, don't want to get too involved because it's not too much space there, but it's a dark place there. There's her hair and the veil there. And another thing that we can do here, that shadow, or you have a very dark shadow which appears on her neck and a line there, and then you have another fold down here and the darker here on this side there, and here as well, dark here, and darken all this area, which creates, or the ear is somewhere here. We said the ear, it just depends, starts becoming visible just on the earlobe here, and then the dark of a veil here, right there. And bringing up the veil itself here. It's a bit of a darker shadow. And I would say the background is all very, very dark here. There. Now it's the time to bring the highlights I was talking earlier on with this. Look. You see at the top, right at the top. Because you have a secondary light there coming from the top of the veil there. And last thing to do would be to darken all this area from the eyebrow, the top of the eyebrow, going over the fold of the veil and up to this point there. And keep it soft, keep it dark, with some highlights. One here, which is right there. Two, brighter there, brighter here. And the brightness, the lightest light on the fold, it's right at the eyebrow level there, and then bring it down there. And just about now, I mean, next move will be to be a bit more precise with the lower lip, the edge of the lower lip, upper lip, the nose, and working with the eyes, which I'll leave that to you, I guess, now, and then we can come back to that later on if you wish. Look. Highlight at the top of the veil and here as well, unless you want me to work on that, but obviously it will take time. It will take time from you.
Well, we get that far and then
yeah, I can always come back and complete it basically. Okay, let's get back to our girl here. And I've noticed that I've done a few mistakes here. To start with, the head is quite big, so we need to restrict the head and bring top of her forehead a bit more rounded here. So the head should come right here, there, not further up than that. And you've got the hair around here. All this area is darker, forehead, and then you've got the hair coming this area here, which is very small distinguishing the hair from the very darker, or not a lot darker, basically the hair from her skin tone. And the eye, it's a little bit further up here. The nose is apparently longer, so I've gone too short with the nose there. It's much longer, I would say, easily right up to here. And the lower lip. Lower lip, chin, and I will bring the jaw right back up here and her ear right here. Then you got the upper eyelid, lighter, as she's been lit from underneath. Then you have the highlight right up here under her eyebrow. The other part of the eyebrow a lot lighter here. The eyebrow, well, the area between the eyebrow and the eye, it's a bit lighter right here. And there as well. And you got the light under the nose, also light on the upper part of, on the upper lip, light on the upper lip, and a little bit lighter here on the chin. And bringing back a little bit of fold here, highlight on the top of the head. Dress, folds around the dress. With some brush, getting a little bit of the light or the lighter part of the eye right here. Highlight under the lower part of the eye, lighter underneath here, lighter here. Onto the tear duct, a bit darker. Can borrow some darks and bring it right up there. Take some darks on the background and move it to the nose. Darker here. Dark eyelid. Eyebrow. Forehead. And I've just grinded some charcoal, but that's the graphite charcoal. It's not the willow charcoal, it's graphite charcoal. So that's the grinding of the graphite charcoal here. So I can try and use it if I can, and it's not holding now. So what I think next move should be is to spray this one. Before I spray it, obviously we need to get up all the to brighten the light area. See where I can keep them light, 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 light. here, light on the cheek, light under her neck, there, lighter here, lighter here, under her neck, and that will be darker, but it's just not holding the darks at the moment, so that means that I have to spray it. And also use some charcoal, a bit more charcoal, first of all to darken it down here, up here, here in the top of the nose. Under the eye. Right here on the area between the tip of the nose and the upper part of the lip. This one here, darkening, and then darker right here. And bringing that part of the mouth or cheek here a bit more rounded. And bring the chin a little bit forward. Bring the chin forward a little bit more. So back to some fixing of the eyes here. First of all, that eye is a bit too low. Bring it up a bit more. Tip of the eye, upper eyelid is further up. Eyebrow here. I think need to bring that a bit further inwards. Forehead was too far up there. And darker here. A bit more with the brushes. Brushes. A bit more of a brush here. Lower eyelid. Eyelid. Sorry, lip, not eyelid. Lower lip, upper lip. You got the eye, upper eyelid there. So the eyebrow there. And I think I can use a little bit of putty rubber now to brighten up end of the mouth here. Upper lip, upper lip, there. Lower lip, chin, the cheek a bit more rounded, under the eyebrow and the upper eyelid, lighter here, in between the eyebrow and the eye, light of the eye, light here, light on the tear duct, and I think it's time now to brighten up, so to spray it. Okay. Bit of spray here. Okay, that's more than enough. Leave it for a couple of minutes. Whilst this is going on, the spray, I can rectify a little bit the eye here. So the eye that was a demo earlier on today, you got the eye come in the eye, the shine on the eye. The lower part of the eye is lighter. The upper part of the eye, where the upper eyelid is, then you got the end of the eye there. So this is the structure of the eye separate from let's say from the head. That's what you do with the eye in this case. You got the upper eyelid straight on, darker, pupil, iris, tear duct here, end of the eye right here, and darker. There you are, with and then you have the eyebrow here. In this particular case, the eyebrow just goes all around the eye. And obviously it's not as bright as that, this area here. And you got all the cheekbone, dark structure here that comes around the eye. And that's the eye set on its own, yes? Just basically just the eye, that left eye. Now the right eye would be a bit more rounded here. Pupil. This is this eye. Her right eye left. The upper eyelid, eyebrow. There you got the eye here. And the shine on the eye itself, which comes right down there. And the pupil. A bit lighter. That's her right eye or her left eye, as we see it. I think that's dry now. So I'm tempted to use that graphite to be a bit more precise. You got the pupil. Yeah, that makes it a lot darker basically. And you have the eyebrow. Basically the eyebrow, not the eye. There's no upper eyebrow. Then you got the pupil here, upper eyelid, face, just the line on the face here, the cheek, a bit more rounded, darker here. And much darker right up there. You got the line or the shine of the veil at the top, which has been illuminated from the back of the head. Back of the head. Then you got the fold here, the fold also here, and with willow charcoal now. I can bring and do that a bit darker. And the fold here. Bit darker as well. Which is the forehead. And the forehead here. I can darken that as well. I can afford that darkness here because it's the air between the hair and the forehead. There you go, all that dark area around here, around the eye. That's also dark. Bit more dark between that right eye of hers, or left as we see it. Okay. The upper eyelid. Now the upper eyelid is at the same horizontal line pretty much with the upper eyelid of the other eye. So it's pretty much here. But it gets softer as it moves on the right here. And it is just an accent of dark here, around there, which basically it's the side of her skull. Then you got the darker part here. Then the darks under her chin, on the right side of the chin are here, concentrated here. There. Bit darker here. Right there. Also darker the fold here. Fold darker. Folds that are on her dress or veil that she's wearing. That's a hair. I can play around with the background because I think it's a lot darker than that. And you can darken that as well. A bit darker here on the background, on the veil. Oh, went too far into the face. And the eye under here is a bit darker than that. It's darker. Lower part of the eye. Now with the putty rubber, bring out that little triangular shape which is right down here. There. And a little bit lighter here. Lighter there. Between the nose and the eyes, and a little bit lighter right under her eye. There. And here as well. That continues. And darker here, a cheek, that's also, as the light illuminates from underneath, you have a lighter part and a darker area. There, lighter part and a dark area up here. Okay, you have the nose, the darker part of the nose, around here, tip of the nose here as well. It's a little bit darker than that. And just a bit more of a precision there with the, I think that the brush helps a lot. Because it goes where you need to go, it doesn't go everywhere. And a little bit darker here. Okay. And darker here, right here. The tip of the nose, so the nostril here. Just highlight it a bit more. That area is, as I said, the light lit in underneath, white of the eye, a highlighted line, a highlighted dot under here, cheek. Cheek there. And the chin down here. A bit lighter on the lower lip. Nostril hole. The lower part of the eye. End of the lip, upper and lower lip, end of lips, that's it, end of lips, here, a bit lighter. There. Get the chin a bit softer, because as she's so young, just make it a bit softer than that, that's it. Well, I don't think there's much to be done except brighten up a few areas, like here for instance, emphasizing more the bone structure, and possibly brighten up a little bit here on the forehead. That helps a little bit, not much more than that. Also the veil, just brighten up the veil here, and the dark hair together with the veil coming, going back. Now also a little bit of pupil. It's a very small picture, so I actually don't know where the pupil actually stands there, but knowing from experience, we know that the pupil is there, cannot be anywhere else. And as we know, she's looking low. She's looking low there. And the tip of the philtrum, which is a little bit, just that little tip that helps create that dipping here. With a brush, spreading that, because it doesn't, it becomes a hole. And that's not the purpose of that. We wanted to create that dipping and then dipping of the flesh tone there. Then you move it up a bit, and also, okay, and some highlight here on the nose, right there, to separate the nose from the cheek there. Nose from the cheek, and then lighter here, like that. Yeah. A bit rounded here, a bit more rounded. Chin, the jaw there, and the chin moves down here. Maybe a scooping light. I think I brighten up too much now. Well, that's the thing. If you fiddle it, you can make it better or you can make it worse. So I think that's a little bit darker than that. There, not any lighter, not much lighter than that, or not much darker also. There. And a little bit of lower eyelid line here. Slightly softer than that, or maybe just bring up the white of the eye. Soften that. Just open the eye way more than it needed, but I can restrict it by doing that. There. Okay, I think there's not much more need for anything else there. except painting over it, which I can do that in a different picture. That's inspired, by the way, by an artist online on Pinterest. So I didn't get the name of the artist, but it's hard to find pictures with the model is looking low, and that was the exercise for today's class. So I found that image of another artist. So there we are. That will do. And it's an amazing work, very, very good work, fantastic. Painting. I can artificially bring up a little bit of veil, like here for instance, and brighten that up. I think that helps a little bit more. Just bringing the veil, making it a bit, and that will restrict the hair as well. Or just go a step further and put some highlight on her hair here, like that. That wouldn't harm the painting at all, actually. Sorry, the drawing. There we are. Okay, I'll leave it at that. And just a little bit more highlighting of the veil here. Okay, I'll do that. And slightly darker here. Darker, but also a balance of darkness and how much darker and how much lighter you could go there. I think that's more than enough, not any darker than that. Okay, and some highlight here. That's the drapery, so let's give it a little bit of an indication of drapery. Sorry for the eye that I've done previously here for the demo, but I think that will help instead of distract. All right, what's the date today? Today's date 12, day 6, okay, 6. All right, see you on the next one then.